see through a heat. I keep salt for the leech. I was taught that y'all creep. Never thought that I was peeping. Cause you'll fall off with no defense. The ones that you love will deceive you. Pure evil.
Okay, we are back in this thing. I'm YJ, that's boss. We're gonna talk about this. Uh 2026. My complaints about hip hop in 2026. This is just a list I made. Boss, he gonna have his $50. I ain't gonna say 2 cents. I don't wanna do you like that. He gonna have his $50.
No,
Pun
no.
intended. 50.
Can we change that 50 shit, man?
Yeah. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about it. These are just complaints and observations that I've had about hip hop in general in 2026. And I'm gonna start right here. It's so easy to make hip hop, and it's so easy to listen to hip hop that when music is made, it isn't cherished. And when it is listened to, it is also not cherished as much as it was in yesteryear. You see what I'm saying?
Yep. I get what you're saying 100%. And you gave me these titles prior to us creating this video, and I was ready to strike it down. But as I think about it, it may hold some truth to it, depending on who you're talking to. When you said it's easy to make music,
Right.
it is easy for
Yeah.
people to have access to making music now. If that's what you're talking about, yes.
Yeah. There's so many different, DAWs, digital audio workstations. There's the ease of access to it. I feel like to the detriment of the culture, uh, all of this advancement in the technology, and we've talked about that before. This is not it's not a earth shattering thing, but when you look at how people cherished music at a certain point, and we can go to '05, and there was a lot of things out in '05. Fruity Loops was around in '05, but the saturation of it all, once you get 20 years down the road in 2026, I think that's why we're hearing the music where it's just like this shit people aren't cherishing when they're making the process of it and the process of making it. You got, and two people I like to go to is Lil B. I don't know if you heard of Lil B. They kind of like him and Soldier Boy was kind of like the MySpace, the
Oh, yeah.
first two big guys to blow up off MySpace and these social media platforms. Lil B was in the pack and all of that. When it come to that little dance music and all, and then he went off into some more other weirdo shit. But um, you know, hearing that just the ease and hearing a number one hit on. Well, I don't know. Did Superman Soldier Boy, was that a number one hit? I can't remember.
I'm pretty damn
Uh,
sure it was. I'm pretty
had to be. And on that beat, the first 808 and the first sound, that do do do, like you don't even have to search that sound up. You popped Fruity Loops up and it was the first damn thing on the screen. And for that to go platinum however many times, it's like, man, oh man, we was in for it right there. I salute. I can't do nothing but salute it. But soon as something go crazy, you already know it's gonna be 20 other people doing the same shit, man, and at the detriment, man, of the culture. I feel like.
Yeah, and I think you're going with originality. I think it's lost. Definitely is lost. A lot of people are still in other people's blueprint and how they became successful. We see that through generation, especially starting with Soldier Boy in that generation.
Yeah,
Nowadays, you know, I hate even bring it up, but mumble rap that became a genre, and a lot of people saying, okay, they can rap like this and to a beat like this, I can do the same thing. And
Yeah.
it became repetitious.
Yeah.
And that's why you hear a lot of the OGs saying, like, can we hear something new? I remember T Pain went on a rant. He said,
Oh
God
yeah.
damn it, I heard it. We got a little baby and a goddamn baby. God damn, I'm tired of this. Can we get something new? Yeah, I get it. And
Yeah.
and you feel like it's because how easy it is to make music. That's the reason why that's happening.
Yes. Yes. Because there was a point where you had to do certain things. Like when RZA was making beats, he's taking this sequencer and taking the wire and plugging it up to this keyboard and taking that and plugging it up to this, you know, whatever he's plugging up. Like that shit takes, like you gotta be smart to do that shit. You don't have to be smart to download a demo of Fruity Loops. And when it asks you, do you want to pay for the 30-day subscription, just hit X and keep making your beat and bounce it out. Like that, it's just a whole different mindset that goes behind the whole process of making music now, and I think it's to the detriment, man. I might sound like an old head through this whole thing. I don't even care. I don't care.
Well, you know, the world goes around at a better pace, which we know it doesn't change. But I mean that by saying convenience. The world is
Right.
all about convenience. You know, instead of me driving an extra mile or two to go to the grocery store, I can walk behind my house to a convenience store that's right here and go grab something real quick and I'm home. A lot of people don't
Yeah.
know that's what a convenience store is. It's for convenience. If you don't want to go in the long lines in the grocery store. And when we're
Yeah.
talking about music, what you just said about they don't have to plug this in here to sample this and do all this. The world is based off of convenience. So every time things evolve or things change, especially when we talk about technology, it's going to be more or a lot easier for you to access it and create. So
Right.
is that a good thing? It depends on who you ask, bro.
Yeah. And I get that. I get that. I definitely get that. To keep it moving. So that one we basically kind of agree. You know, different breakdowns, but basically, um, this one I feel like we probably not the what I say. Uh, Too many 808s, not enough bass lines. Uh,
Yeah,
Too many
I don't.
808.
Yeah, elaborate on that, bro. 'Cause I don't understand why you
Yeah,
said that.
okay, okay. Too many bass lines, not enough 808s. You know, the casual listener, which you are definitely not a casual listener, but so I know you'll understand this, but it may get a little technical, but when it comes down to it, at 808, boom, you hit that thing and it goes boom as soon as you hit the keyboard. Boom, boom. You go up, boom, boom. You go down, boom, boom. And there's different ways to morph it and distort it. Southside, he's, 808 Mafia, that's their whole thing. They distort these 808s to get the loudest boom that can possibly be made. Okay. It's a boom. When I talk about a bass line, when I talk about bass line riffs, I'm talking about things that are more free flowing. Like there's bass guitarist, which it doesn't have to be actual bass guitarist because as you know we got Fruity Loops now. So the method can be just as simple to put into Fruity Loops context, but the overall when I say bass lines and bass line riffs, it's more of a doom 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 like it's more of a free flowing and it just breeds more of a change. Like it's not just a boom, and that boom resonates at the same piano keynote for the whole time it's booming. The
Yeah,
morphing of the bass guitar and how it, and I'll even go to Manny Fresh as from a southern perspective. Manny Fresh with his bass lines, man. He uses 808, but a lot of that old throwback classic Cash Money, it was a guitar, bass guitar in there. Like,
Yeah,
and I feel like that's missing, man. That
you
sound, that
you
free flowing sound.
you can go back, and I mean to cut you off. You can go back to No Limit. They use a lot of that as well,
Oh yeah.
especially I know. I'm trying to think whose song that was, but um, you heard a lot of that, especially with No Limit, and back in the day with a lot of older producers, KLC, um, Beats by the Pound, like you said, Manny Fresh. I don't know why it's not used as much. You still can find some producers who use a bass line, but
Yeah.
the 808s is kind of taking over, and I don't like some of the I don't even know if you call them 808s or how they are used and how they are affected,
Distorted.
distorted. Yeah, I don't like the way they're
Yeah.
used nowadays. So I kind of can agree with that. Um, but continue, man, because I'm
What
sitting here.
well, I'll just ask, what is it we love about the 808? Like, cause it's getting used for a reason. People like it for a reason. And I think it's a pretty obvious answer for myself, like to be in that whip and
Yeah,
but is that it basically? Is that motherfucker gonna wham in the trunk? Is that the main
listen. Down south, we're known for the 808s, and if you out and about in your vehicle, if you got that knock in the trunk, you got a couple of 12s or a couple of 15s, whatever, and you
Yeah,
pull up on the scene with that thing knocking, it's almost like it's a part of your outfit, bro. Because the ladies gonna look like, well, that thing
yeah,
knocking, and females like bass, whether you believe that or not, they love it,
oh
and
yeah, yeah.
it's a part of the
You know
culture,
why
bro.
though?
Why is that?
You know why though? Because it's vibrating that seat now. That's why they like. They like. Ooh, I get in his car and I get a little tingle down. That was been my theory for the longest. But
Hey,
uh,
maybe,
I'm
but
just saying.
it's just that sound, man. It's a part of our culture. Um, you pulling up to a barbecue, everybody, you pulling up fashionably late. You're already dressed fresh, and they hear you down the block before you even arrive, bro. And
Yeah,
everybody pull up
yeah.
to your car when you finally park. Like, well, what you got back there? Came from, man.
And I think it's multiple ways to get there. You because you can. I mean, there's so many different ways to achieve that, but I think it's back to the first topic. I think it takes more work to achieve that when you're dealing with different moogs, different synthesizers using the low frequency on synthesizers and playing out an actual um, bass line. And one thing I will say, as opposed to the 808, is that you can get more freaky with it. Like I feel like you can get because you got a melody playing up here, boom, 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 and then
Mhm.
you can hit the with the bass. Like it's there's rolling bass. There's a lot of different basses to achieve the same thing, but you drop that boom. That's all you got to do. Boom, boom, boom. Like so, maybe the convenience of it, hey, you got to think, man. Just hit that 808 one time. Oh,
Yeah, so you want to hear more bass line.
yeah, I would love to hear more bass lines. Um, the same 808, just freak different kind of ways. Just boom,
Just think
every
about
time,
it.
boom.
That song. This is for the players in the Cadillac. Think about that song, man.
Mm. Well, and see on that, it was a bass drum with the
Mhm.
rolling bass on it.
Right,
So
right.
it had I mean, hey,
So what about a mixture? Could you
yeah,
have the
yeah.
bass line mixed with the 808s?